Okay, so I like the different spine. I think that's going to work better for what you're doing, and so it's showing. Now I do see that within that I still see some white around the edges, so this is where you might have to go into your layer mask, and I see that you didn't create a layer mask for that, so you want to name your layer 5. So I'm going to add a new layer mask to this. And let's see here. Let's see if I can, well, actually, that's revealing everything. So I don't know if I can readjust that. Let me see here. Yeah, see, I have to have it selected partially. So maybe, with the mask, then what you might have to do is use your paintbrush tool and use a hard edge brush. And I would zoom in so you can see the white area. Use your paintbrush, and you can use a smaller brush. I'm using the square brackets on my keyboard to reduce the size, and I want to hide this white. So you go a little bit smaller, and then again you're going to go around, and anywhere you have the white you just remove it. So you got some white up here you definitely want to work with. I almost think also with this, I think with your text, if you're not going to do anything with your text up here, I think this no parking sign becomes an issue. So what I think you might have to do, we might have to select it, and let me hold down, the Alt key and click on the eyeball for the background, just because then it allows me to see it. And what I want to do is I'm just going to select around this, and I'm going to use what we did basically in the retouching chapter. I'm going to do edit fill. I'm going to choose content aware and see if that works. Oops, you have it locked, so let me unlock that layer. Okay. Now this, we might have to use the patch tool so we can keep it perfectly aligned for that purpose. Well, what we might have to do is kind of go back in and do a clone stamp and kind of go over it. But just so it keeps it perfectly. It's not too bad, but I think it's distracting from the text because I want to see the text. And I would actually probably do the same thing for this cover over here, this lid. I probably would say, see if you can clone this away. And the first thing I'm going to do is try to do edit fill and see if it does a good job. And then there's some areas to clean up right there, or you have to use the clone stamp. I think if we remove that, it definitely is going to make it easier to work with and see your text. But you still got to clean it up, kind of like we did with the clone stamp, that we did in the